Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you can see my output here. Just every other thing here, you can easily get it. But if you look at the right hand side of the system, you can see the run button. You can see the debug. Then you can see the main file. That's the file we are working with. You can configure, but there's no need for that now. Can we go on?
Yes.
So this is what was as trying to explain. So I said
Yes,
we
sir.
declare variable with quotation mark, right?
Yes.
So if I say quotation mark, you can see what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Ben, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like giving me what is it saying? Okay, it's kind of like giving me an issue, like it's not knowing what I'm doing. But if I click play, can you see I click play? And down here is where I have my console is where you see the output of a code. Can you see that? So once you click on play, the output will just show you in your console, and it showed nothing. Did you remember that if it was Jupyter Notebook, it will show us what we type in?
Yes.
So that is
So you
one
have
of
to
the
use the
difference.
print.
Yes, you
use the
must
print
use.
first.
Yes, thank you so much. You are following very. So you must use the print here for you to get whatever you are typing. Can you see that? Once I type my print, even the red, what did they call it? The red quick listen, they were showing like an
The
error,
error
they have
syntax.
disappeared. Yes, the error syntax, they have disappeared. So if I click here, you can see down in my terminal now, my name is Ben. Can we see that?
Yes.
So if I want to print another thing, it's the same thing. I can just print. And remember, you must put your quotation mark. How is the class? And once I play this, and it will show down in my terminal. We see that, right? So
Not yet. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you've seen it.
Yes.
So I think this you understand what I'm doing, right?
Yes. Yes, sir. But
So
the question will be, sir.
Okay, what's the question?
And these statements you wrote, print, parentheses, and then the quotation. Which of them? How is the spacing like?
The spacing.
I mean, is there space between print and the brackets and then this thing?
There's no
quotation
space.
mark.
No, there's no space. Once you click print, it will bring everything for you automatically.
Okay, sir.
Can we move on?
So this print,
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
this print we type, or once you click on it, is it like I don't think, is it like a language for strange? If you want to write a data in strange or something.
No. It's your print is what gives you an output. You are just telling me to return something, like print something to my console, print something to my screen.
Okay.
Yes, it's just like return and give me whatever I am writing here. Just give it back to me. Write it out for me.
Okay, so whatever data set you're using, you
Yes.
can use the print.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, I think so. Print is like a Python internal language, kind of. So that when you say print, the Python language understands print as you're asking me to print something.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's actually a function.
Just like okay, it's a function, yeah.
The function, okay, that's fine.
So anytime you put print, the system expects you to give an output.
Yes. It just know that yes, I must give an output here.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
That's understood, right?
Yes, thanks.
So I don't think I have something to explain here. Can I go back to my notes?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see my notes. Where's my notes? Okay, so we have done, I think you understand print now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the next thing we have is a string replication. That is, we can multiply strings. For example, you see down here, and we use the asterisk sign for multiplication in Python. Or most times in almost all general programming is an asterisk sign. So once I wrote com and I put times 7, you can see it wrote com into 7 places for me. We get that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the next thing I see, the next function I see, we have seen the what was that? That was print. The next one is len. That's len. For length, it shows the length of a string. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
the length shows the length of a string. So for example, I put len and a name in here, and you see the length of this string is 5. And if you count, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yes.
So it automatically give you the length of the string or the words or the letters you have inside of
The parenthesis,
of a string,
quotation.
yes, of the quotation of the string. Any question?
Can you try it for a sentence? Let's see how it works.
Should I try it for a sentence? Okay, let me use Visual Studio Code so that you see it better. Is the class boring? I see lots of people leaving. Hello?
No, the class is not boring.
Why are they leaving now?
Maybe the thing is
Hello?
maybe some log out and I relog in like twice now. Maybe that's
Maybe
not the reason.
network.
Oh, okay, no problem. So
Network.
okay, it's fine. Well, so what I was trying to do is it was a print.
No, okay.
What do you say?
Len.
Okay, Len.
Len.
What should I put inside? My name. Can we see that it gives me what? 14. Hello, and mind you, the 14 counts with the spaces. So it counts with the spaces. That is why you have 14. Whenever you have a string and you want to use the length, it counts with the spaces too. Is that understood?
Yes.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yes.
So the next thing you look at is variable. Hello.
Yeah.
So
yes, we can
variable here, let me explain it is in general term. Let's say okay, all of us here we cook, right? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So when we are cooking, the easiest thing I know we do in Nigerian kitchen is we like to put our salt inside a container. Am I correct?
Yes.
So that salt container, you can call it salt, right? Because whenever you carry the container, it's salt that is inside.
Yeah.
So you substitute whatever is inside that container into salt. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So in programming or in Python, right, we have variables. Variables here, they are used to store things in the computer memory. Remember, if I say my name, if I say my name is Ben, for example, the computer don't know what Ben is, and it did not know what my name is. And it did not even know what to do with that information. But if I use a variable, it will store it inside that thing. Just like I have salt and I want to put it in a container, I'll look for a container and pour the salt inside, right?
Yes.
So it's exactly like that. So I'm packing out of the house and I'll pack my things inside of a container and give that a box or a container a name. Are we together? So example, if I have a box and I put my clothes inside of the box, and I can use the paper and just write clothes inside of the box. So whenever I'm carrying that box, I know that it's clothes that is inside. Okay. So it's exactly what is happening here. Can we go on?
Okay. You can
So
go on,
it's
please.
exactly okay. So for you to store any piece of information in your computer, you have to declare and make it a variable. For example, you can see after that one, then we have assignments, right? But let me show you how to declare a variable before we do an assignment of it. Or should I write here, or will you want me to use Jupyter Notebook, or I should use the PyCharm?
Use PyCharm, please.
You prefer PyCharm, right? Okay. So let's see, where is my PyCharm? We are here, right? So for example, now if I want to rewrite this thing, I'll have to type it from the start, right? But if I want to make it short for me, I have to store it for a computer to know. I can just say name. The name here is my variable. So I have equal to. This equal to is called assignment. I want to assign something to that variable. For example, I have my salt container and I want to pour salt inside. You are getting me? So what's bind the name to, what's bind the container to the salt is this equal to. We are getting it, right?
Yeah.
So I can say equal to, and what is my name? My name is Ben, right? So right now, what the computer knows now is knows like, okay, there's something that is Ben, and Ben is attached to name. So now I can tell you to print. I can tell you to print what? Name, right? Remember, my name is assigned to this thing. It's assigned to name. So if I now click on play, you can see Ben there, right? Let me remove the other one so that you can see it clearly. Can we see that? You can see it wrote Ben there for me.
Yes.
So right now I can just say something like I can just write any other thing. So I can just come here and say just call Ben 10 times. Name times 10, right? So if I click this, what's happened? It writes the name how many times? 10 times. Without a space. I'm now going to put a space, and you can see it there.
Yeah.
Please, is anybody confused?
No.
There's no confusion, right?
No.
So, okay, we can move on. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. What else can we do? Let me look at my. Is it making sense at all? Is the class up to your expectation?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Are you
it
sure?
is.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, so I told you the equal to, you have assignment statements, right? Whenever you see equal to, it means you are assigning something to something, right? So that is the basic thing. Whenever you see equal to, just know that you are assigning. So it has no use aside from that assignment. Okay. So remember again,
Yeah.
remember our programs run from top to bottom. That's from the top of the page to the bottom of a page, or from the top of a screen to the bottom of a screen. So I said here you can reassign variable.
Okay.
So what I mean here is, remember in our Jupyter notebook, we did my name is Ben, right? But right now I can still say my name now is equals to who? Charles.
Okay.
And if I print name, sorry, I misprint. If I print name, you can see that if I write name, I did not complete it. Even my computer bring the full name for me. It already knows it, already stores it, and it knows what I'm trying to do. So it just bring an auto correction for me. So if I click on play now, you can see play. I have Ben and I have Charles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question. Can somebody explain to me why I changed the name to Charles, but we still have Ben and Charles written out?
Because after the first name that you gave, that the first variable, you printed
Yes.
immediately. You printed
Okay.
immediately before changing the variable to child. Since the
Yes.
program runs from up to bottom.
Yes, that
You
is
print-
very correct. That is very correct. Thank you so much for that reply. I hope nobody is confused and everybody's getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on. Thank God you guys are on point. So the next thing the next thing I say here is dynamic typing. Remember I told you we have different type of data, right? So we have names, we have numbers, we have lists, and the rest. So in some programming languages like C or TypeScript, for instance, you will have to declare your data type before you write it. Are you with me?
Yeah.
But in Python, you don't declare data type before you type it. If Python sees a string, it will say that, okay, this is a string. If it sees a number, it will say, okay, this is an int or a float or an integer.
Okay.
Or it's just say this is a number.
Yeah.
Are you with me? For example, let me show you. Down here we have something like this. We have let me just write num. Num equals 40, right? And if I print out what is that? Num, right?
Yeah.
If I print out num, what we have is 40, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me do another thing. If I still do another thing, num2, and I assign it to 40 on the, I print this out. 2. What did I get? Same 40, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. So to show you that Python knows exactly what it's doing, let's ask it. There's something we can use to check type, right? It is called type. So if I click on type and I ask it for num, type num. I did not get any. Okay, I did not print it. Sorry, I have to print it out, right? So let's print type, right? And I close my second bracket. So it's printed, right? So if I click it now, can I see that my type is an int? We have not gotten to numbers, but let me explain. A whole number is called an int. That's integer. So we have here our num is int, right? You are following, right?
Yes.
So our num is int. Let me check our num too and see. So if I print type of num2, right? Hello?
Yeah, hi, we can see.
If I print type of num2, right? And if I play this, we have what? SCR. SCR stand for what? Stand for what? String, right? String. So is anybody confused here?
Yeah, because the num2, you said it's equals to 40, and 40 is an integer. So why is he giving you strange?
Thank you so much for that question. Please, did anybody have an answer?
Maybe quote.
The
Yes,
quotes, right?
because
Okay.
every integer is written in quotation marks. And that's why the num2.
No,
Every string, every
no,
string.
no.
Every
String, yes.
string is written in quotation marks.
Yes,
That is why it
yes.
is giving you that, sorry, every string I mean to say, which
Yes.
is STR, is written in quotation marks.
Yes,
That's
thank you
why
so
the
much.
num2
Yes, that is why.
STR, which stands for string.
Yes, so whatever it is that you put inside that quotation mark, right? It automatically becomes a string, right?
Okay.
That is why we have that. For example, what is our number? Our number is what? Our num is what? 40, right?
40.
Okay, let's do something like num3, right? And what should we do with num3? Let's assign num3 to our num. Did you understand?
Okay.
So let's print out num and see. I hope nobody is confused. Yes.
Not really.
Okay, thank you. Let's print
type.
No, this example cannot give me exactly what I want. I think it's not what I should do. It makes no sense actually. So there's no need to do that. Or even if what I want to do, we have not reached yet. So let me just save with the stress of asking more questions. Let's just move on. I'll still do the example data for you.
Okay.
Can we move on? Okay.
Yes.
So our 30 minutes is almost here. So we are going to, if you take us, I'll just rejoin with the same link. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what I was trying to tell you is that whenever you just write any data type, Python detects it automatically for you. So you don't have to start declaring, I want to write an int, I want to write a number, I want to write a list. And you can see the example we had up here before when I wrote a string in so many strings together, and it gave me another data type. For example, if I say go, I say don't go how can I do so as to not give me an how did you spell don't again? Am I correct?
Is yes. Then you put a column at the top of between N and T.
Here, right? So how can I make it not to give me an error?
Backward
You
slash.
put a slash.
Here?
Backward slash. No,
Am I
before
correct?
the column.
Thank you so much.
No, sir.
So yeah, it's correct now. So what's the next?
Correct.
I can just say Python. You can see I'm writing everything here as a string, right? But once I play it, this is a data type we'll print later, but it gives me another data type. It's just telling me the correct thing to do. I should have a data type like this. Are we together?
Yeah.
So that is what we mean by dynamic data type. It gives you the data type automatically. But the headache that comes with this one is sometimes we have errors. For example, you can see here, I was just trying to make a list of words. I was just trying to write words, right? I was not trying to make a list. I was not trying to make this data type here, but it gave me this data type. So if I was making my program to do something, that would have been an error. It would have given me a wrong output, like what I am seeing here. Or when we wrote a number of 40 and a string of 40. And if I forget and I write it like that, I will have an error in my code. It's not like it will print an error, but the outcome of my code will show an error. And I have to figure out where I went wrong and how to correct it. So that is the issue that comes with dynamic typing. So whenever you see those financial applications and the rest that has a lot to do with number, they prefer to use a language that has something they call type safety. That do not have dynamic typing, something like TypeScript, something like C and the rest. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So you can see the example I have here, as if I assign 40 to 40, right? And we have a type of 40 is an int. Are we correct? And you can see another example you have here is YAM. You already understand this. I don't have to explain much of this again, right?
Yes, please.
So we have something like this is another example of a len function. You are going to study the notes, and I think you understand whatever we have here very much. Then we have pros and cons of dynamic typing. I've already explained this to you. It is very easy to work with and it's faster development time. But the disadvantage is it may result to unexpected bugs, right? And you need to be aware of the type of the information you're using, right? I've explained this in there. Then your rules of naming variables. So you can name variable anything as long as it obeys the following rules, right? The name cannot start with a number. Are we together? So the name cannot start with a number. For example, if I come down here and I do something, or let me just insert here. Where are we? The name cannot start with a number. How did I go this far? Okay, the name cannot start with a number. Let me insert a cell down here. So the name can also be the number, right? So if I have number, let's do the example we have num, and say equal to 10. Can you see it's already showed me an error, invalid syntax? I cannot use a number to start naming my variable, right? So I have to delete, once I delete this number, everything becomes okay. Can we see that? So names cannot contain spaces. Use underscore instead. Do we get that? For example, I cannot say num, my num, your num, your num. You can see it's conflicting. Python will just, which one is it trying to assign to this one? So let me play it and see. You can see we have invalid syntax. We have an error, right? So instead of us to do something like that, we just do something like underscore and underscore. Right? So we are correct, right? So if I print, what a horrible name. So if I print this, right, you can see we have 10 there. Hello? You are getting it right. So names cannot contain any of these symbols. You see these symbols down here, right? There's no need for me to type all of them. It cannot contain any of them because they have their own functions somewhere in our code. So we'll explain much when we go later. So it's considered best practice PEP8 that names are lowercase with underscore. So let me click on PEP8. PEP8 is like the rules for Python. It's like it contains all the rules of the do's and don'ts and the things you should do and not do with Python and the proper ways to use things in Python. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We are together, right? So avoid using Python built-in words like list or string. So whatever word that is already in Python, we are not to use it. But you don't have to bother yourself much about it because whenever I use a name that is already used in Python, it will gray it out for you. For example, if I use number, okay, number is not used in Python. If I use something like str, right? Remember our str is string, right? And if I put equal to, you can see it's already turned to what colors are green. Hello, and if I enter, it gives me nothing, but let me call it and see. Sir, you are drawing on my screen, Mr.
Sorry. Yes, I didn't know. I'm trying to adjust exit sound. I don't know when I start drawing on the screen. I'm sorry. How do I undo that?
Don't worry, I can just clean it from here. Why you get assigned? Are they serious? Let me see. Okay, you can see that cannot assign to true. You can see that any word that is already used in Python, you cannot add another distinct to it. Are we good? Hello?
Okay. Rereading. Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the next thing is a good variable name describes the data it contains. Imagine that, okay, you can read this and what it's just trying to say is that whatever name you want to use for your variable, just try to make it explain whatever you are doing so that it will not be, I cannot look at your variable and start thinking what we are trying to achieve. Do we get that? For example, if I want to use my name, for example, I can just use a name equal whatever I want to use so that I cannot use dog and use it as my name. And when I come later, I will not be thinking, what was he trying to do with dog when it was somebody